for me, at least, the biggest change is that game objects or 3D objects, whatever they might be, become their own units, their own sort of individual property that players own, and that certain game studios create them and allow them to be used in their game, but then they also allow those items to be used by the player, bought and sold externally from the game. So using your example, if Blizzard creates an awesome sword and then sells that object to the player, and then that player can kind of buy and sell outside of the game, that's great. But if Blizzard decides tomorrow, we don't want this sword to work in our game anymore, that's it, right? So the player lost the ability to use that really cool sword, which was cool because it was in the game Blizzard made. Now, the perfect situation that I see in the future is that other game studios will take that sword, implement it into their game, so it continues to accrue value, not monetarily, but value from a gaming perspective. And so you need those conditions to exist, because otherwise, like, yeah, if you can own a game item, but the game itself that runs the game servers can still ban your item or ban you from accessing that game, the only advantage you have at that point is that you're able to sell that asset to somebody else, which is fine. I guess that's kind of cool, but it's not really deep enough. So the best analogy I've kind of thought about recently is like a deck of cards, right? You have these 52 cards, 2 through ace. This was created. There are rules around what a 2 means and what a 10 and what a jack and a king is. And from that, people have built all these different games. But the deck of cards, this idea of a deck of cards, nobody owns that. Nobody can shut that down. So in a way, that sword we were talking about is almost like the ace of clubs. Like you have that ace of clubs and you can play hundreds of games with that ace of clubs and it will always be yours. It's not a perfect analogy, but it's kind of the best one I've been able to come up with so far.